Okay, GameStop section of the show. It's still going, as I mentioned earlier, and the diamond hands are still at it to a certain extent. I know they were really mad at a lot of the mainstream press coverage of what's going on because obviously the stock fell quite a bit today. And look, it's still falling after hours. $225 at close. 185 after hours what it's sitting at. It dropped a lot, over $100 today. And the mainstream media has come out and said, look, everybody softened up. Where's the diamond hands? And so then you go to Wall Street Bets and they're like, how dare you? The volume isn't there. They're like, no way. We're still holding. The volume isn't there. But there's no denying that the stock dipped. Right? There's no denying that portion. Now, some believe that those short positions are still in there somewhere, or at least some of them. Maybe not what was originally there. Maybe some of those positions been closed, but there's a lot of people in the Reddit group and on Twitter and everywhere and on YouTube, and I've just been trying to follow along a little bit, that there's a lot of people that believe that all the juice has not been squeezed yet. But they use the term squoze. Has the squeeze been squozed? So Bloomberg's headline, which actually came earlier today, 9:52 a.m., GameStop short interest plunges in sign traders are covering. So they're basically saying, okay, traders are covering. Retail traders, those are the types that would be in Wall Street Bets, that they're selling as well, that they're bailing out, that the diamond hands become the paper hands and whatnot. But for those that are holding and part of the group, the hold the line types, they're obviously upset that would be the headline, because it's two reasons. Whether it's real or not real, the effect of it is it makes it harder for everybody to hold. The effect of it, as this number goes down, it's you got to have another post pop up with somebody in the red to say, no, look at me, I'm still holding.
Reaffirmation.
Exactly. It's like for every, this is how this machine operates. And so it becomes harder and harder to maintain your strength when you have all this outside action stating the alternative. And the share price itself being one of those things. Now, we have to wait and see what happens when it opens up tomorrow morning. Maybe people like the dip. Maybe people double down that are already super invested and have turned quite a profit. I know some of the big high-profile Wall Street Bets guys have already come on and posted a screenshot of their current holdings saying, I'm still holding, even though they lost millions of dollars today, at least in terms of their portfolio, as far as their statement is concerned. So we got to wait and see what takes place here. But I'm saying it's getting harder to hold. I think we can all admit that. I'm not coming at anybody. I'm not coming at Wall Street Bets. Look, I know it's a whole culture to it. And I think it's been a cool thing to watch. And I certainly think there's been an impact. Money has been lost. Hedge funds have lost money.
Yes.
Closing out of these positions.
Especially when you're just a retail investor and this money could literally be life-altering for you. It's like, why hold it? I'm just saying.
Will, you can't start saying stuff like this. They come after you, man.
I'm just reading.
No, I know. It's an honest way of looking at it. That's what people are considering. No matter what they type on the thread, no matter what they type, the truth is, at the end of the day, they're sitting there by themselves. Now, I know a lot of the jokes and a lot of the culture is about not giving in to those types of those types of attractions, as far as, it's this idea that you're playing a game and you're not investing anything that you're not prepared to lose.
Yes.
And therefore, if you really want to stick it to the hedge fund types, then you must be prepared to lose. You see how this thing works, Will? The thing is that
sacrifices has to be made.
At scale, you got to trust that every other person is going to adopt the same attitude.
Mentality,
Yeah, the same attitude. And that's where it gets hard the more that it scales up, because when the hype train started to leave the station and regular people who are not even a part of Wall Street Bets. I'm talking people who read it on Bloomberg, people who read the news on, what are the other ones, CNBC, or saw it on TV. I'm talking, your grandparents who called up their guy and said, what's going on at GameStop there? I'll take a few of those. You see what I'm saying? And then when it starts to dip, they didn't sign up to your deal, but they were all involved because it's never been a hype train like this hype train.
Yes.
So you got to account for all these variety of factors. But hey, man, you know what? It is money. Well,
yeah.
And it is true that if your agenda was more than money, which is hard to imagine, like it's hard for us to perceive that in the market, but if your agenda was more than money, then I guess you hold. Mm-hmm. On principle. And it seems that some are still holding on principle.